By 1992, after working with Zeffirelli and others, Domingo understood that opera could be more than just a performance on stage. This Tosca would be an unforgettable television event.
I recall that Tosca as one of the great highlights of opera that I've watched and in fact been involved in, because I was running BBC Two at that time, and it was an extraordinary event, this idea of watching this opera performed in the places in which it was set at the exact times that it happened.
It was really marvelous, and of course that was quite an adventure. The first act of Tosca we did at 11 o'clock in the church of Sant'Andrea della Valle. Then we did the second act at 8 o'clock in the evening at the Palazzo Farnese. And then we did the third act at the Castel Sant'Angelo, which is supposed to be at 4 o'clock in the morning, but we wait to have a little more light. We did it at 6 o'clock in the morning. I have to say that it was quite a challenge. Zubin Mehta was conducting the orchestra, and then we had the sound of the orchestra in these places.
We were sitting with the orchestra in the studio. They had headphones to broadcast to us, and we had television sets hidden all over the set. We rehearsed a lot, though. This wasn't just meeting 2 or 3 times before. And they had to hear the orchestra and fit themselves in. And since it was a live broadcast, there were no retakes.
And you know, the feeling of coming at 6 o'clock when you hear the music.
That moment when you come up and there is St. Peter's and you see the dawn, you had to pinch yourself to think this is happening at this time. And
that's right. I mean, to have in front the Vatican, and after we have news that the Pope was also watching. Svani per sempre il sogno mio d'amore che l'ora è fuggita e muoio disperata e muoio disperata. And we knew it, and we were doing it in that moment to millions and millions and millions of people, 107 countries, live. Oh man, it was unique. Dein Sohn muss dich morden, o Tor.
In the 1990s, Domingo noticed that his voice was beginning to change and decided to risk returning to the repertoire of a composer he'd performed only rarely in the past, Richard Wagner.
I was doing so much work on the Italian and French repertoire, you know. So I was, sometimes I was going from performances of Otello to Andrea Chenier, to Aida, to Forza, you know, to Manon Lescaut, to Trovatore, you know. And I have Romeo and Juliet, and I Faust. I was having, you know, such a tremendous amount of works that I was not thinking about Wagner. And later on I said, well, let's give him a chance.
Domingo was criticized by some for taking on Wagner. They said his voice was better suited to the Italian repertoire.
Wagner wrote very clearly. He expected his singers to be able to sing with a beautiful Italianate line. And I think this is the quality that he brings to the music that is very rare.
First of all, he has love for this music, and his sound is not what you can describe as only Italian. You know, when he sings Samson, or when he sings Siegmund, or Tosca, he does change his timbre, his color, and when he sings Wagner, it's magnificent. I mean, that's the sound you want.
What are the challenges that you see, particularly, for instance, let's say in Lohengrin? What does your voice have to do that is not required if in Verdi or Mozart or...
I have had maybe in my life 2 times that I have some kind of vocal difficulties. I sang my first Lohengrin in Hamburg just a few days before my 27th birthday. And maybe because I was spending so many hours with the coach, my voice was breaking when I was singing, when I was arriving to the G dash rural on A flat. So my voice was breaking, you know, without any reason, and I was worried. You know, maybe I spent too much time with the coaching.
Wagner is usually the preserve of the Helden tenors, whose powerful lower register makes them capable of singing over the dense orchestration favoured by the composer.
The really Helden tenor, I think you have to have a voice, and a special voice, to sing those operas. They are not very high, but they are very much in a passage that the orchestra gets thick, and you have to give a lot, you know. And if you are not prepared, it can be dangerous for the voice. I mean, if you sing as a Helden tenor too early, if you don't have all that potential to go over the orchestra and arrive to the public, then they can hear you.
Des neuen Auge fliehen, des Ritters Drum soll Zweifel ihr nicht hegen, erkennt ihr ihn. Dann muss fort ziehen. Nun hört, wie ich verborgner mein Vater Archibald trägt seine Trauer.